Okay, after the first legendary mission, we did a bunch of patrol stuff, some fetching, blah, blah, blah. And now we find ourselves ready to get on with the second legendary mission, Caldera. I did have to rework some of my armor to try and get better on the weapons because this was super low. And I was having that trouble, but you know, I'm just taking a lot of damage and doing things. What's that clicky clicky back there? What? Okay, well, whatever. Oh, I did pick up the scout rifle from the season pass right out the gate. I figured, like, give it to us. Why not? It looks like it's interesting. You know, it hits hard, so it does okay. The reload time is
Guardian, someone's on the line.
Before the Giver was found to exiles, the long drift eroded our spirit of eons. Our catch was poisoned by ether hunger and treachery. But just when exiles were near our house, death, the Giver's gravity reach led us to its dark matter. And inside, discovery of the voice invisible. Words of mind alone. The power to speak as one. And in Giver's reach, we also found Ionians. For many lives, we shared discovery. The ways of dark matter open to all. Integration and ether life for our house. Then came the Deathless Warriors. From beyond the Giver's orbit, strong, impressive, with power beyond stars. The exiles share no hatred with you. We want only the gifts of the Giver. But if the Deathless steal dark matter from our house, they will be met with blades. All will perish who take what is freely given.
So I met some guardians, and another Lixney house wants the gifts of the traveler, and they're like, yeah. This is exactly the same number I was hitting before, I think. Commutations. Whatever. Gotta figure out all these goofy materials. almost walked off the ledge. No way I gotta try and walk that as it matters, Sparks. Doesn't help me because okay, how am I supposed to get through here? Of course it's good. Well, the arcane, what? Quantum substance, what? No way I have to go all the way back. To get a thing? That's all I can see on the radar. Bad guys over there. Oh, cool. I don't know that.
Guardian, I've made myself a contact within the Elixir ranks. Apparently not everyone is happy with the way things are being run.
You little sleuth.
That's the idea. Anyway, there's apparently a power station nearby feeding a lot of juice into something off-site.
Got it. I'm reading high levels of arc energy.
It's mixing with signatures matching the singularity.
Start mission. What? Wait. Oh, right, because you can move it through here. Engineering. Yes. I hope.
All right, Guardian, this has to be the house's power plant. There's a massive current moving through the cables around us. And gravitons.
My informant Keels tells me that power is going straight into a warship.
If we can get to a power plant's controls while it's charging their ship, we can send a lethal surge to it from here before it ever leaves port.
Crafty. And it'll buy time to hunt down the Strangelove capsule in the Accord.
I had to. Those dangerous. Am I gonna have to dodge trains here? Nope. I do love those jump scares. It's probably death row area.
If we stop the singularity from expanding, stabilize Kepler, maybe they'll slow down.
A fat chance we talk a psycho like that off a ledge. He's a true believer in whatever psychos believe in.
They aren't leaving us many options. We need to reach the anomaly.
Deathless, why have you come? Glimpses are seen of your actions, but your motive ever shrouded. When my house found soul, saw the great machine with your world, we left in defeated peace.
Alright.
It looks like this station actually draws some form of power from these native spider colonies. So, the slimes are their generators?
This whole place is wired like a rat's nest. That's worse than my ship.
The deathless was foretold. See how they must kill as prophesied. Kever Sight warned me of this final test. I'll be resilient, my house.
Look alive, hero. They're packing in splinter mines. Crazy sons of crabs are gonna cause a damn cave-in.
You're on bomb defusal, Guardian.
Lavask sure likes to talk, making a show of us barging into his house. Maybe we pull his moxie out from under him and he lets some intel slip.
Unless he sees that coming. All this prophecy talk. Back in my day, you'd kill a fella fair without knowing the future.
You think he's really clairvoyant?
No way, dude. Bro. Oh, that's so dumb. Yeah, I'm gonna try this.
It looks like this station is actually drawing some form of power from these native cytocolonies. So, the slimes are their generators?
This whole place is wired like a rat's nest. That's worse than my ship.
The deathless was foretold. See how they must kill as prophesied. Kever Sight warned me of this final test. I'll be resilient, my house.
Guardian, patch me into a console and I can override that barrier.
Look alive, hero. They're piping in splinter mines. Crazy sons of crabs are gonna cause a damn cave-in.
You're on bomb defusal, Guardian.
Lavask sure likes to talk, making a show of us barging into his house. Maybe we pull his moxie out from under him and he lets some intel slip.
Unless he sees that coming. All this prophecy talk. Back in my day, you'd kill a fella fair without knowing the future.
You think he's really clairvoyant?
Oh, this is not good. That is certainly interesting. No way.
Not to alarm you, Guardian, but a mine is getting dangerous.
That is so dumb. I probably don't need to rush the point that much. Like, it's just silly.
It looks like this station is actually drawing some form of power from these native cyto colonies. So, slimes are the generators?
Deathless was foretold. See how they must kill as prophesied. Killer sight 1 is final test. Hope resilient, my house.
Look alive, hero. They're packing in splinter mines. Crazy sons of crabs are gonna cause a damn cave-in.
You're on bomb procedure, Guardian.
Well, Bass sure likes to talk, making a show of us barging into his house. Maybe we pull his moxie out from under him and he lets some intel slip.
Unless he sees that coming. All this prophecy talk. Back in my day, you'd kill a fella fair without knowing the future.
You think he's really clairvoyant?
Okay.
Okay, Guardian, we need to find a way to overload that control panel.
Once we do, the immense surge of current will wreak havoc on whatever warship the house is trying to power up.
Probably why they tried to blow us up. I guess they're trying to unplug. We should hustle up.
Sounds like a good way to just get killed by the laser, you know?
Like vile Vex, the Deathless is violence-driven. They cannot be turned away by reasoned words. Only blood.
Mighty Archon, we hear your prophecy. The Deathless kneels before the Giver with your blessing. Just open the way.
Will what now?
This was not our tricks. You conspire with metal invaders to keep us from the Giver. To draw our house into folly.
I'm gonna have to run now, right?
Most of our basilisk. The work is done. Bring these walls down on the Deathless. Show your Archon true faith. These worms sleep in the
Well, what's your next plan? Stand there with the guns pointed at each
Oh, I
other
got a
until
chest
someone
piece
gets
and a new
cold
gun.
feet?
So the Archon didn't take the bait, but he mentioned being kept from the Giver. Sounds like, despite their push to the Singularity, something's still cutting them off from it. That means we don't have to rush right in unless they make a move. Maybe there's somewhere else we can apply pressure.
You're a kid. Those things been shooting at you since you landed on this dump, and you still haven't pulled your piece.
That's right. Unlike you, I don't prefer a gun to solve my problems when questions work just as well.
Enough! We may have knocked out their power, but the Archon's still out there. We'll need to be ready when they make their next move.
All right. Well, mission complete.